All right, YouTube, here we go. YouTube Live coming at you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. Happy Monday, everybody. We're here to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. We're going to answer as many questions as we can today, starting with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Get your countdown in chat. Let us count down together. I'm very excited. Less than 2 weeks until I get to go on my next cruise on Utopia of the Seas. Finally back on board. It's been a while since I've been on Utopia. And it's after this summer in which I cruised like a lot, it's been weird being home this long, but I'm ready to get back on a ship. We had a number of super chats before the broadcast began. You guys are always amazing with the super chats. Captain Bob, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, just got off Icon, and now we're boarding Utopia. You were right. Dueling Pianos, best concept ever. Spent most of the time there with Gina and Anton. Nice. Well, I'm glad you had a wonderful time on there. And yeah, I really do love Dueling Pianos. It's a phenomenal experience. Andrew of the Seas, thank you for the super chat before the broadcast began. 6 Days of Symphony. My question, why does Royal Caribbean have such a lame beer selection on board? I think it's a sourcing issue. I wish I knew the answer. You know, it's funny, Andrew. Silver Sea actually has the worst beer selection, if you can believe that. On Star, it got better, I felt like, but it's, yeah, I think it's a sourcing issue. You know, it's just they have agreements and they only, you know, it's kind of like a package deal, if you will. So, yeah, as someone who does enjoy a beer, it's unfortunate. Bill Doyle gave me 2 super chats. Hey, Matt, we're boarding Icon on Saturday. Does Icon have beer on tap? They do. You'll find a tap at the Overlook Bar, at the pub. There might be 1 or 2 other places, but it's only like 1 or 2 beers, Bill. As I recall on Icon, it was Lagunitas. It's different on Star now. It's not Lagunitas. It's something else. But there's like 1 or 2 that they have there. Bill also says, does Icon show major NFL or college football games on the large screen in the pool deck? And would you give my daughter and son-in-law's family a shout-out? They are the Rabidoo family. Rabidoos! That's a great name, by the way. Rabidoo! Say it like Billy Madison. Anyway. Hello. And they show the NFL and college football games, playmakers primarily, but they usually have a big game up on the pool deck on the screen. So yeah, can't promise you that'll be the case, but yeah. Captain Bob with the second super chat before the broadcast began. Royal Railway 8:30 tonight. Enjoy, my friend. Stacy B became a club member. Thank you, Stacy. All right, we're caught up, guys, with the super chats before the broadcast began. I don't know why that's black. We're going to starting with Jeffrey Hadley. Jeffrey, 6 Days of Symphony. I miss Bar Harbor. Will Royal Caribbean design a discovery class with Bar Harbor in mind? Don't know. I mean, that's the speculation is that it is the discovery class is meant to replace the Vision class. Thus, it would theoretically be small enough for ports like that, but I don't know if that's really the case, Jeffrey. I'll be honest with you. I think it's no one really knows the answer to your question. I would love for that to be the case. So we did a podcast episode, obviously, this past week where I talked about the discovery class, and anything's possible, I would say, but I have a hard time believing it will actually, because I think it's gonna be bigger than that. Kenny in the chat. Hope you don't mind if I crash your party. I see what you did there. Glad you can joke about that. Hey, Kenny, good to see you. Christelle, thanks for the super chat. After tonight, only 3 more live chats till Oasis. Love that. Todd Weichman in the house. Hello, Todd. It is good to see you. Danette is here. Donna Holt is here. Cruiseaholics Anonymous. Thank you for the super chat. 1 more live till Ovation of the Seas. Isn't that a great feeling when you're that close to another cruise? Anthony D'Angelo. Thank you for the super chat. 12 Days till Odyssey. I'll be proposing to my girlfriend on the balcony of our royal suite. Should I give her a heads up to the stateroom attendant? Is there anything special they might do? Go Bills. There's no reason not to. I mean, the only thing is, like, if you want it to be a surprise, like you're going to spring the surprise, I don't know what your stateroom attendant could do. So I would say, I don't know if there's any benefit to that. I mean, you could say to them after the fact, like, hey, I just proposed, we're going to get married and, you know, whatever. Maybe they'll decorate your room or something. So I would say do it after the fact. You know, maybe you'll get a cute little towel animal or something like that. So, yeah. Bills fan 72. I've always been a my time cruiser for dinner, and I always do reservations. It's 7:30 now, the earliest time I can choose. In the past, I could choose 6. I thought it was 6:30. Bills fan. It also could be. I mean, there's a variety of factors at play. Chief among them, it could be sold out for the earlier times. The Teresa McChain checking in from onboard, the icon of the seas, over by the Schooner Bar, which reminds me. Cheers, Mark McChain. Something tells me Mark is drinking something better than a water. Jen Green from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Jen. It is good to see you. Welcome. Cruising Chris is here. Marina is here. Craig Hart in the house. Hello, Craig. G9000 is here. Tony Diaz is checking in. Love that. Tyler, we have 13 days till the much anticipated President's Cruise. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. My first time. So I'm excited for it. Mike Pastore is going to be there. All right. Now I know someone to hang out with on board. All right. Me likey. Good to see you, Mike. Hope you and the family are doing well. Let's see here. Susan Westfall, 27 days till the Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise on Oasis. Love that. Fantastic. Hector, hello and welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's see. All right. Let's answer some questions, guys. We have an hour to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. Type your questions in the chat. We'll answer as many as we can. Starting with Cruising Chris. Thank you for the super chat. 275 days till Vision to Bermuda. Love spending my Mondays with you in the group. Well, thank you, my friend. And man, I love Bermuda. I mean, 275, that's a long countdown. You got to have something before that. But NYC Lover for life. 7 days till a wonder. Going to be the longest week ever for sure. Chris coming with another super chat. Holy moly. Thank you, Chris. Thanks to Matt and Jen Green from MEI for making our cruises better. Can't wait till Oasis. Awesome. Well, Jen does a fantastic job. Sandra Hutchinson, thank you for the super chat. I'm doing a short excursion from Port Canaveral to Disney Springs. Will there be enough time to make it worthwhile? I'll be excited to be on Symphony. So for Disney Springs, yes, because Disney Springs is not a theme park, obviously. It's just a shopping area with some food. You won't need, I mean, you obviously will spend the whole day there, but it's not like one of the theme parks. It's actually the only thing I recommend doing. Like, I would not tell you to go and waste your money and time by going to a theme park. You're going to get there too late and leave too early to make it worthwhile. So if you just want to spend your time at Disney Springs, go for a ride on the gondolas, whatever they're called. That's not a bad way to spend your day. Jason Anquiles, thank you for the super chat. 20 days till Oasis for the first time. Can't wait. Excited to be on Ovation after the refurbishment. Nice, dude. Some interesting changes coming to that ship. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's awesome. Michelle, I never make it to the live, so I'm glad to be here. Michelle, I am glad you were here. Guys, if you're new to our live chats, you've never been here before, like you watched the replays, yeah, but like it's your first time actually being here live, type new in capital letters in the chat. I want to see who's new here. What is my top must do on Star of the Seas? Back to the Future, the musical. Definitely. Yes, Christy. Although, I guess there are ships in Europe now. Yeah. So yes, I forgot there's some ships say later in the season. Yeah. I mean, it's still an American cruise line. Jeremy, what are your thoughts on the Celebrity River Cruise information just released? And will you be doing a podcast? Yes, eventually. I actually booked the deposit. So I guess I got to book something for Wednesday. I was surprised just how popular, like how quickly they sold out. I thought that was incredible. Sorry, I got signed out over here. It's really intriguing. Obviously, we still don't have all the details, but so far what I'm seeing, I like. I like the ship design, except for those umbrellas on the top that look weird. The prices are not as bad as I thought they were going to be, so yeah. Next question is from Tony Crawford. Tony, thank you for the super chat. 97 days till star. What's the trick to figure out a guaranteed cabin number early? So basically, once you get to check-in time for your cruise, 90 days beforehand, or you check in for your cruise, you add the set sail pass to your, ideally an iPhone, to the Apple Wallet. And when you have it in there, below the barcode, you'll see a bunch of numbers and then a dash. And after the dash, if there are 4 numbers, that's your room number. If it says like guarantee or 000, then obviously it's not signed yet, but that's the trick right there. Eric Minks, thank you for the super chat. Cheers, Matt. Watching for Playmakers on Freedom of the Seas. Well, cheers. Again, I hope you have something better than water to drink, but I'm jealous. I miss freedom. Ron Ladowski with the super chat. I've decided to give you a super chat after each Buffalo Bills victory. Hopefully, this is just the first of many. Please let the Bills go undefeated this season. Please. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate you. By the way, guys, if I didn't mention it already, we're live here until 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so full hour. And then immediately afterwards, we're doing a Royal Caribbean Blog Club members only live stream. So this will be, the fun continues on here, but only for club members here on YouTube. That'll be immediately after this broadcast. Let's see here. Chris V, what do you think of the new Casino Royale website? It looks nice, but my offers are not showing up. Yeah, it looks like the offers are jacked up, but I appreciate that there's a better integration between your Royal Caribbean account and the casino account, and that the website actually is mobile optimized, and it's not some website that's out of 2007. So I think it's a wonderful, a much better user experience, but obviously they need to get the data correct in there. Ron Rackestraw, thank you for the super chat. Ron, do I see a message from you? Ron. Rakestraw. Probably said that wrong. Rakestraw. Ron, I don't see a message from you, buddy. Hold on, buddy. Wait a minute. This might be a Matt thing. I found it. Royal Caribbean announces name of first category class Pink Floyd of the Seas. Matt, you rock nonetheless. I got to tell you, can I be real with all of you guys? I hope, Ron, no disrespect, I hate Pink Floyd. Whenever Pink Floyd comes on the radio, I'll change the station. I'll listen to any Pink Floyd. What's his name? The dude from Minneapolis who's dead. You know what I'm talking about. That guy. There's a few people I just can't stand at all. I mean, their music is ugh. Let me take a nap instead. Warren Caesar is here. Hello, Tukes Vegas. Thoughts on the infinite balcony on Icon class compared to regular balcony? Tukes, I did a whole video about this just a couple weeks ago, not even that long ago. I'm a believer now. Yeah, it took me a while, but I'm a believer now. Hunter Strickland with an epic super chat. Woo! Holy moly, Hunter. Hey, Matt, I'm planning to propose to my girlfriend on a lure this season. I want to know if the ship does a photo shoot in Central Park, and if they do, would the photographer be okay with me pulling it out while they are taking our picture? Somewhere, Kenny's having a laugh at this one. Yes, I think, yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, they don't mind at all. In fact, I would tell them ahead of time. You might come down there, while she's getting ready or whatever, and be like, hey, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. We'll be down here in 15 minutes. Can you just be here? Will you still be here? Yes, great. Okay. But yeah, absolutely. If you really wanted to, if you want to go all out, Hunter, $99 super chat all out, you could actually get a photo shoot for you and your girlfriend. On board the ship, they can do private photo shoots, and you can tell them, hey, by the way, I'm proposing. And then they can photo you anywhere, including Central Park. But then you would have before, during, and after. But to answer your question, there'll be no problem at all. They won't mind that at all. So yeah, you'll be good to go on that. But thank you, Hunter, for your extremely generous super chat. Just incredible. Bless your heart, Travel. What do you think about Rhapsody of the Seas for 7 and 9-year-olds? I mean, there's not a ton for them to do on board. I think that they will, they can enjoy it, but obviously Rhapsody being a Vision class ship, there's just not a lot of activities and things on board for them to do. But in a port intensive itinerary, it may not matter that much. Mary Jo, thank you for the super chat. If a couple is sailing together, and one person is platinum, the other is gold, should the luggage tags have the higher ranking printed on them? The answer to your question is it doesn't matter. Honestly and truly, Mary Jo, the status that's printed on your luggage tag has 0.0% meaning. Meaning it has no bearing. As a Pinnacle Club member, I don't care if it has gold or no status on there. It really means absolutely nothing. I can tell you from experience. So I'm going to answer your question by simply saying Don't worry about it. It literally doesn't matter. This isn't like like it's like it'll save you 2 minutes, Mary Jo. No. There is absolutely no difference at all. And by the way, G9000, I should have said that. Yes, good luck. Hope everything goes well, and let us know how it goes, man. That's awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. Next question is from Paul. I got an email saying that my cruise in March on Oasis will not be stopping in Labadee. Any idea what port they might replace it with? We posted an article about this on Friday. It's right on the homepage of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, Paul. And you can see some of the replaced ports, places like the Dominican Republic, Bahamas, C-Day. So, yeah. We got a lot of new people in the chat. Stephen Huseman, John, I don't know how to pronounce it, Sogard, I hope I said that right. Dixie, Mr. Aerodog, Silver Honda, you are not new. I know for a fact I've seen you before here. All right. Clearly, some of you all are taking advantage of my Karen Wilson, Wendy, and Whipple, Matthew Kirshner. And Whipple, thank you for the super chat. 42 days till Harmony. Says the drink package exception is gone. Will there be drink vouchers like before or card punch for alcohol drinks and non-alcoholic drinks? I don't know. Obviously, there are drink vouchers, for Diamond members. But beyond that, unknown, Ann. It's a great question, but there's no, let me put it this way, Ann. There are no plans specifically to that point. Could that change? Sure. But as of right now, no. Julie Moore, welcome. Glad to have you here. Storytime with Grandpa, welcome. Glad to have you here. Chrissy Maxwell, glad to have you. A lot of new folks in here. Fantastic. We don't know yet, Cruiseaholics. What's the River Cruise Entertainment like? I mean, it's too early to know. This is a brand new product, so TBD on that one. Chrissy, newbie here. What qualifies as a super chat? Basically, I'm not sure which device you're on. Basically, not an iPhone. But below the chat, there's like a little dollar sign. And basically, it's a way you click on that and you can donate money. And then there's a message component to that. That's what it is. So as little as $1 will basically qualify for it. How do you get started with this? You just do what you're doing right now, man. Just have a chat with us. Post your questions. Get to as many as we possibly can. David Browser, thank you for the super chat. 94 days till Allure. Will you sail Amplified Allure? I already have it booked. Now, granted, it's not until Thanksgiving next year, 2026. I was booked on Icon of the Seas. And then let's just say a certain neighbor of mine convinced me I should change sailings. And it was Amplified. That was a good point, David. So I'll be on there. Of course, we already have a ship tour of the Amplified Allure this season up on our channel if you'd like to. Of course, Jenna filmed that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Leslie Gardner, welcome. Glad to have you here. Next question. How can you join the club? Good question. So again, below the video, next to the subscribe button, there's a join button. The join button is the button to be able to become a club member. On iPhone, it might be jacked up. You might have to do this on a computer because of like Apple's weird monetary issue. Craig can explain it to you, but if you don't see it below, it might be because of that. You might have to switch over to like a computer or something like that. Let's see here. Cody, how strict is the chef's table dress code? Are pants a must? I believe it is. I mean, it is one of the most formal dining experiences out there. I've never tested it, Cody, to be able to be like, hey, but let me put it this way. You will definitely, I wouldn't say feel out of place, but you will definitely be in the minority. People do dress up for it quite a bit. James Bushick. James, thank you for the super chat. Thanks to you, MEI, for great service and price. Love that. Fantastic. What do I think about them replacing vintages on Freedom with a casino? See, from my perspective, I love it for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not a vintages guy. Sorry, Don and Judy. Two, as someone who hangs out in the pub and is a casino member, it's much more convenient to have a place to go right there to be able to get drinks because there's a bar there. Three, as a non-smoker, I love it a lot. People that probably don't like it are people that will actually like going to vintages primarily. I'd imagine that. I do like, it's funny because on Freedom, I like that Royal Caribbean replaced vintages with a casino. I think that's actually a good idea. But on Utopia and Wonder, when they replaced the attic with that, I think it's actually a mistake because it came at the cost, instead of a wine bar that nobody went to, this was at the expense of a comedy club, which a lot of people went to. And instead they're doing comedy in the theater, which I think is a mistake. So it's kind of funny how, like, depending on your perspective, obviously your opinions will change on that. Let's see here. Prince. Yeah, Prince. Why can't I think of Prince? My goodness. Yeah, I also can't stand his music. Cowboy Valley. Hang on, Cowboy Valley. Stay right there. Don't leave. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Out of my way. Hold on. Hold on. I'm still here. All right, now I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Whee! I just wanted to point out that I am a card-carrying member of the Cowboy Valley Timberline Junction Model Railroad Shirt Club. Look at this, Kenny. Let me tell you something. My neighbor, Kenny, very jealous. Why did roller caribbean change the way you see your comped casino cruises? I find it more confusing. They're trying to update the website, which I actually admire them for. I think it's actually a really good idea. The problem is the offers are all jacked up. So in true roller caribbean fashion, I imagine soon, eventually, they will fix it. But it's like it's a process. In the meantime, I think the old website still works. So Neil Diamond, actually, Jet, hold on, we'll get to you, Tio, in a second. I don't hate Neil Diamond. I just don't like his one particular song. Nelly, go Yankees. Tio, thank you for the super chat. My wife is turning 60 on board Brilliant 7-night Canada next month. I booked Chops. Any other ideas what I should do? FYI, I booked Legend, October 26th, Barcelona, Fort Lauderdale. Nice. I love that booking. So besides going to Chops, which I think is a great idea for dinner, I would probably tell you, I mean, depends on your wife. You could book a spa appointment, do a couples massage. That could be fun. Splurge is basically the name of the game there. Make her feel like $1 million, that kind of thing. Shell Stevenson, I see what you did there. Let's see here. Carolyn Coro became a club member. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining the club. Don't forget, we have a live stream just for club members immediately after this, so stay tuned for that. How different is Star from Icon? I just posted a video last week, so it's brand new on the channel explaining this. And I'm only telling you this not just because it's a shameless plug, because it is, but because it'll go into much greater detail than I can right now. But essentially, there's 3 main areas that are different: the entertainment, some of the dining, very few of the dining, and the artwork on board. Otherwise, it's very similar. Brian Hall became a club member. Thank you, Brian, for being a club member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay tuned for the broadcast right after this one. Why are there not more Samba grills? I'm assuming that the concept just didn't prove to be that popular, quite frankly. So, Becky, it's just like all Pink Floyd songs. You're like, hey, with a British accent. We don't need no education. Oh my God. Just like, I'm not that depressed. I want something a little more oomph in my song, Hunter Strickland with another super chat. Thank you, Hunter. Thank God my girl doesn't watch these. Thanks, Matt. That's kind of a backhanded compliment. I mean, yeah, glad we didn't ruin the surprise, but I want more viewers. So, yeah. Fair enough, Hunter. Yeah, the photo shoot is definitely the way to go about it, though, if I were you. Kenny, will I donate a month to me for membership? I can't. Craig would have done it already, but it's impossible, unfortunately. So you got to break out the credit card, my friend. In fact, or use Chris's credit card next to you. I'm sure he'll take care of you. Ruth Ann, thank you. Welcome. Good to see you from MEI Travel. Marla, welcome back. Give me the T on the C. What a great name. Thank you for the super chat. Nice meeting you on Sorry the Seas. Thanks to the casino. Husband and I are going on Liberty for New Year's Eve. I love that. Fantastic. Man, if you get a good offer from the casino, it's like, it feels like winning the lottery. It's really, really nice. James, again with the super chat. Thank you, James. Considering a small ship, Grandeur or Rhapsody? Virtually identical. There's really not much of a difference. In terms of which to pick, I don't know that there's one is truly superior to the other. They're so similar. Ashley, cruise fan. My Christmas cruise got switched from Labadee to Nassau. What are the chances the new Royal Beach Club opens a few days early? It very well could. I've heard different dates now: December 27th, December 21st. I'm not sure which day you're actually there, but the later you are into the week of Christmas, the better your chances for sure. Hunter. Oops, Hunter. Hold on a second, Hunter. I almost banned you. There you are, Hunter. Thank you for your third. Wait, did we do this one already? Well, anyway. Well, I don't know why it's coming up here again, but thank you. Kathy, you got your river access pass? Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's good to see you, Kathy. I did the same thing, and I got to figure out which one to book. I'm slowly narrowing it. Maybe we'll talk about that in the club members live stream after this. Next question. These are great questions, guys. C-Dub, thank you for the super chat. How does Symphony compare to Icon and Star? I think Sinead O'Connor said it best when she said, nothing compares to Icon and Star. It's still an Oasis class ship, and I don't think going on an Oasis class is a disappointment in any way. But I will say that nothing compares to the Icon class. Primarily just the elevators alone. Hey, Jonathan, club member for 7 months. Thank you, my friend. Do you know when Liberty this is getting its makeover amplification? I believe it's in early 26, like April or March. Pretty sure it's right around then. And Jonathan, stay tuned for the after this live stream. We're doing a members only live stream immediately afterwards. Laura, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I found your message here, Laura. Hi, Matt. 35 days till Wonder, 121 till Star. We will have the dining package on Star of the Seas. What restaurants are open for lunch on Embarkation Day? So, Laura, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm also going to enable you because you can read a past cruise compass, which will give you an archive of past cruise compasses to watch. And those past cruise compasses allow you to see answers to questions like this. So I'm going to our Cruise Compass archive, and I'll post the link in the chat right new. And basically, when you're there, all you do is filter down to we're going on Star, I believe, is what you wanted. Yeah. Because the answer doesn't change, right? And so you're going to find, thank you to Dirk for providing this one. The answer is for lunch, you've got, there we go. You've got Chops Grill, Giovanni's, Hooked, Izumi Sushi. Playmakers has got to be open, right? And Playmakers. Yeah. So there you go. Yep. So again, read a past cruise compass. It'll give you the answers to your question and other things like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, good point. I forgot about this, dude. I'm so smart. If you don't see the link to become a member, in the description, I added a link to get around this little problem. Oi. Thank you, grade 8. It helps when I remember what I actually put in these videos. See, below the video in the description, you'll see an option to join the membership club. Donatello, also a newbie. Do you feel like suites are worth the extra cost? See, a lot of people get disappointed they're not receiving the perks promised. I don't know about the perks promised. I've generally always enjoyed my suite experiences. I mean, as to is it worth the extra cost? Well, the real question is how much more is it to stay in a suite? When I book my cruises, I book all kinds of cabins. I don't only I'll book, as an example, on Utopia of the Seas. I believe I have a balcony, and then when I'm going in Utopia in January, I have an ocean view. When I'm going on Star of the Seas for Thanksgiving, I do have a suite. But then on Oasis of the Seas, I have a balcony. So I really mix it up. But the answer to your question is it really depends how much more it would cost to go from a balcony to a suite. I would never say that a suite is worth any price, period, end of story. Sometimes that price is it's a spicy meatball. You just can't go for the whole thing. In other cases, it's like, well, it's not that much more expensive, thus it's worth it to me. And also it depends on how much you value a suite, quite frankly. So, Slew Dog, with My Time Dining, does the dinner take the same amount of time once seated traditionally? Yeah, they definitely aspire to they got to turn those tables around. So, absolutely, my friend. Stephen Hutchinson, how is Adventure? This is Aboard Friday. You're going to love it. Great ship. Hey, Bob, thanks for the super chat. What are your predictions for icon names? Mine are Hero and Idol with Paula Abdul as the godmother. Wouldn't that be amazing? For Idol. I think she probably hates American Idol. Isn't she like, wasn't that not a happy divorce there? But anyway, I agree with you on the idea. Man, I still like Metropolis of the Seas. I don't think it's going to work though, because they're going for definitely they're going for a theme: icon, star, legend. So it's got to be something that evokes that sort of an emotion, a hero, an idol. So the answer to your question is I have no idea. There you go. Julianne Marlene, thanks for being a club member for 9 months. Greetings from Aruba. Good to see you here, Julian. And we'll see you at the live stream for members only immediately after this one. Let's see. Good question so far. I know, Jeff Burns. A wine bar nobody went to? What? Hey, Warren, do servers still go to the casinos that have been moved to the promenade deck for people with Prime and above? I believe so. I have not. Let me think about this. I've only been, Warren. The only one I've been to is like the casinos on the Oasis class that used to be in Jazz on 4. And there were definitely servers up there. I gotta think so. I mean, listen, Warren, you've been on enough ships. Like the waiters, they gotta make the monies, and they're gonna go where the people's are. So I'd imagine so. I would be shocked, Warren, if it wasn't the case. But I have not been on Freedom yet to fully test it out. So I should tell my wife, yeah, I gotta book Freedom of the Seas. Yeah, it's to see if there's a a waiter who comes to the slot machines. So I need to book a cruise, and then I need to go sit in the casino and the slots for a couple hours, for research. I mean, I don't want to do it, but it's science, right? Remember what Bill Nye said. Yeah, exactly. I don't think that it's going to go over very well, Warren, but I'll try my best. Tanya, thanks for becoming a club member. See you at the live stream right after this one. The Yankees won. Even better, Tony. Love that. WDW guy, greetings from the Aquadome market. Currently finishing off a Repa. Dude, I'm jealous. You're on a cruise. You're in Aquadome market, and I'm not. And yeah. Skyfrog just became diamond on the Mediterranean cruise. Congratulations. And you love Greece. I got to do that. I mean, I'm always like, let's do Greece. And Tony Diaz is like, no. So, Shady Val, will Royal Caribbean ever bring the larger ships to the West Coast? I mean, they've got Quantum class now. That's pretty big. But as to the Oasis class or Icon, I mean, never say never, Shady Val, because for a while there were no ships in LA, right? I think all things are possible, especially if Royal ever puts an Oasis class ship in Asia. That might help your cause. But yeah. Craig Hart, thank you for 16 months being a club member. Do they have Cruisers Anonymous programs? I think I have too many booked. Yes, there is Cruisers Anonymous. It's in this chat right now. Becky Menken with the booking engine is the host. So it's an enabling Cruisers Anonymous. We're no judgment zone. Let's see here. Seats X Tech 77. Why is booking solo more expensive? One thing I don't like about Royal Caribbean. Cruises are based on double occupancy. So essentially, they're always assuming from their financial standpoint that there are two people in the room. And if there's not, then they're quote unquote losing money. And that's why they do it. Yeah. That's the answer. Ray and Nancy, thanks for the super chat. 27 days till Oasis group cruise, 98 to Brilliance back to back, and then 149 till Quantum. Will you do the zip line if we get enough support? Love to see it. Oh, I would do it. I love the zip line. I've done the zip line. The only issue with the zip line, Ray and Nancy, I love the zip line. I just don't like standing out there and sweating to death, waiting in a line to do it. But I would love to do it. I did it. I think the last time though I did the zip line, it was a while ago. Maybe I think it was one of the group cruises we did, Harmony or something. But it's fun. It's over in 2 seconds. So if you're thinking I'm scared of that, I'm not, because my face remains intact on that one, unlike the Flow Rider. Hey, Jeremiah, thank you for the super chat. Have you ever stayed in the 2-bedroom Grand? Yes. Not recently, but I believe we stayed in the 2-bedroom Grand Suite on Rhapsody. We've definitely stayed in 1, maybe 2. And it's as advertised, 2 bedrooms. Oftentimes I find the pricing not great. Inevitably it's probably cheaper to get 2 rooms, 2 balconies instead of a 2-bedroom Grand Suite. But if the price is right, It's a great setup, a huge amount of living space, which is the best thing about it. So a really good cabin to share. So if like, Craig Hart got a 2-bedroom a grand suite, he can invite Kenny and his wife Erica, and they can each have their own bedrooms and their own bathrooms and hang out in the living room together. It would be Erica's dream for a cruise with Kenny and Craig together all the time. Let's see here. Is Samba Grill based off the Samba Room restaurant in Orlando? No, I don't believe so. I think it's a coincidence. Diamond Dave Grossi, thank you for the super chat. 4-day anthem in Alaska. On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate Back to the Future on star. I mean, I'll give it a 9. I'm of the opinion, Dave. I don't think anything ever, like, nothing's perfect, but I think it's a 9. Solid. Like, I mean, I give it a 10, but again, I think there's always room for improvement. But it is incredible, my dude. Incredible. When I saw the DeLorean come in, I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm in for this one. Loved it. Kathy, you ran out of vacation days. Man. You gotta come up with an excuse. Be like, you don't have to cough. Diarrhea. I'm just saying. Nobody questions it. Nobody asks for proof. Nobody wants you around if you got it. That's all I'm saying. Dano, how do you get in contact with MEI trying to book a trip? I'll make it really easy for you. I mean, there are a number of agents in the chat if they have not already contacted you. But if you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, there's a big yellow form. Fill that out. They'll contact you, Dano. Bill Carrico. Bill, thanks for being a club member. See you on the live stream immediately after this one. If I buy another super chat, will you stop singing? Will I stop singing? You know what they say, Ron? Wise men say, I can't tell you if I'll stop singing, but there's only one way to know. That's it. That's all I got. Boss Guy updates. Thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, my friend. Boss Guy. If I was Boss Guy. Bob. I got nothing, but thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. Brian Hall. Thanks for the super chat. Countdown. 60 days till Utopia. Nice. Time to travel. Can a Diamond member bring a non-Diamond guest into the Crown Lounge? Officially, the policy is no. Royal Caribbean says you're not allowed to do that. Jeff Burns became a club member. Let's go, Bills. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you. Thank you. Christopher Biona, thanks for the super chat. Harmony has a 2-night sailing. Does that mean other ships sometimes offer random sailings like that? Yeah. Like, as an example, Chris, Oasis has a 2-night sailing on October 3rd. They usually have them as a result of a ship repositioning or a charter. Oftentimes it's the charter where a company buys out the ship for a couple days. And so to get it back on schedule, they sneak in like a 2-night cruise, something like that. So yeah. What are the benefits of being a member aside from being a friend of Tony Diaz, which is priceless? Essentially, there's extra content for you. As a club member, you get the podcast episode. Actually, that's not true. As a club member, sorry, I'm getting my programs incorrectly. You get access to the best benefit, if you ask me, is the Q&A recap. So Wednesdays, there is a video just for club members that has a Q&A recap from this stream. And you can see more Tony. And then, of course, we do every month. We also do it's monthly, a live stream just for club members as well. So there you go. Is it weird that my sailing still doesn't list the main dining rooms in the app? No, usually you'll get closer to your sailing. It'll just show up there, really. Let's see here. Eddie booked Icon Junior Suite, not realizing there are 2 categories. No access to Coastal Kitchen on C Class. You have access to Coastal Kitchen on C Class for dinner only, but you have to wait to get on board the ship to make a reservation. So you can't get in for breakfast or lunch, but you can get in for dinner, assuming there's a reservation available. So not a total loss. But yeah, no access to the suite lounge or the suites on deck. Winnie, you are very welcome. I'm glad that means a lot to me. Cruiseaholics, thanks for the super chat, man. Celebrity of the Seas ties into the sister line. It's a great idea, actually. It would actually fit that mantra, hero and idol and star, but probably not. Janice, 12 Days Oasis. Which restaurants are open on embarkation day? You can find the answer to your question by looking at a past cruise compass, Janice. They don't change the answer. They don't change the lineup of restaurants from sailing to sailing. It's always the same ones. So to find the past cruise compass, to go to royalcaribbeanblog.com. In our main menu, there's a link that says Cruise Compass. Click on that. Find one from Oasis. And you'll have your answer. Also, I'm Diamond and my cabin mate is Emerald. Do they get Diamond perks? They do not. No, that doesn't work that way. You'll see 2 letters in your cabin. One will be for you with your Diamond perks. One will be the Emerald one for your cabin mate. Luke, favorite mixed drink on board. I really like, Kraken and Diet, Lava Flow with Kraken rum. It kind of depends on my mood. I do change it up a lot, but those, recently I just started having White Russians again because you know what? It's just something different. Mad Kid 00007. Thank you for the super chat. Just wanted to contribute. Your videos are quite helpful before our first cruise this summer. Be back on Utopia October 6th. Awesome. Well, thank you, my friend. Appreciate your generosity. And I'm so glad to hear that all these ramblings are helping right there. So, Dan, thanks for being a club member in before Marina. I like that, Dan. Respect. Thanks for your support, my friend. Always appreciate it. Shannon Davis, thank you for the super chat. Just back from Oasis and Paradise Beach Club. It was awesome. Thanks for the suggestion. You are very welcome. 119 to wonder, can you convince my husband to book Icon? Listen, Shannon's husband, Mr. Davis. Let me tell you something. There are cruise ships, then there are Royal Caribbean cruise ships, and then there is Icon. And they are very different. Each level you move up. I don't care how many Oasis class ships you've been on. When you do Icon and you get on board within about an hour or two, you will say these words. Mark my words. Matt was right. You may not admit to it, or you may not remember my name. Like, that guy on the internet was right, but it's a game changer in a good way. You got to try it out. Tiffany Sanchez, hello, welcome. Lance wants to know, when you use air to sea to Europe, how far ahead do you make the arrangements? Do you use MEI travel for that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do use MEI. And as soon as the reservations are open, I remember, Lance, when the airlines opened up the reservations, air to sea opened up pretty quickly thereafter. And I actually made the mistake. I booked it on my own, and it was cheaper through Royal Caribbean. So I had my MEI agent take care of it, and it was great. So they can definitely do that for you. And it's definitely the way to go. If you're flying internationally like that, I would highly recommend using air to sea instead of booking it directly. It just, works out well. Hey, Jeff Klein, longtime listener. How do you feel about the Crown Loft on Oasis? This Crown Loft suite? I like it a lot. I like the fact that there are two bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms, which I love. It's great if it's just 2 of you. It's like funny because if it's just 2 of you, well, 2 bathrooms are overkill. I mean, it's great for like entertaining because then your friend Kenny can use the bottom bathroom, right? But there is a bed that pulls out of the sofa. When your kids are young, it's okay. Now my kids they're in their teens, and it's already like we're just up in each other's business a little too much. So I don't know that that's a great thing, but it's a great room for 2 people. It's a beautiful room. If you have 2 people and really young children, then it's a great solution as well. Tiny, wish I'd found MEI earlier. Was too late to transfer this cruise. We'll definitely keep you guys in mind if we decide to do this again. Nice. Well, thank you for considering to support our sponsor. Appreciate that. Ultimate, how long will the live for members only last? 7 hours. No, we usually do about half an hour or so. It depends on the vibe, and we're doing an experiment this time because usually we do this, the members only on a different day at a different time. And now we're going right from this to that. So I think we'll have a lot more folks who will be like going right into it. So maybe a little more lively, and that'll keep things going right there. So yeah. I see a lot of people love my singing right there. I'm going on Wonder the Seas. Any tips? Book these shows. The shows are the best thing about the ship. Make reservations beforehand. Ron Ladowski, thanks for the super chat. I will stop singing, Ron. Thank you, my friend, for the support. Mad Kid 0000007 became a platinum member. Thank you, my friend, for your support. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get a drink of water here. And I think this is Chris Bayona again, or somebody with the exact same name. Thanks for being a club member. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you in the live chat coming up in just 15 minutes. The members only live stream will begin immediately afterwards. So see you guys over there. Love that. Yeah, I mean, it's just the icon class is incredible. It really is a game changer right there. So yeah, we do love that quite a bit. Kelly, good luck with the Vikings. I feel like, I mean, as long as I can recall, they've been more disappointing than the Bills, I feel like. Jeff Burns. Actually, Jeff, I have the key booked for my next cruise on Utopia of the Seas. So I will be testing it out. Again, in the name of research, I'll be testing it out again. So look for a new review all about that. Jess, I got an email from Royal that said, welcome to the President's Cruise. My cruise is in November. Oops. Well, they really want you to be there. Maxie, you are new. Welcome. First cruise ever, Rhapsody from Tampa. Nice. Paul, would you recommend Odyssey in a Star Class suite or Legend in a Sky Class suite for my next year European cruise? Ooh. I might lean toward, this is a hard question. I would lean towards Legend in a Sky Class only because, I mean, how much are you going to do in Europe? Because I'm going to assume you want to see things in Europe, like on land. And if you're spending a lot of time on a very port intensive itinerary on land, that leaves you very little time to enjoy the ship. So Star Class benefits might be lost on you. I'm going to assume that even though it's Legend, a Sky Class room would be cheaper. And I might lean towards Legend and Sky Class. But Star Class is just 2 thumbs up. I mean, it is really, really good. Tyler, what is the nicest embarkation day gift you ever received? Those those cupcakes. I don't know what those Crown and Anchor cupcakes or the cupcakes that my MEI travel agent usually sends me. Those are fantastic. They're really good. So tasty. Bob, thanks for the super chat. Can I get a Labadoozy or Coco Loco from West Coast? As long as they have the ingredients, yes. I mean, you just have to have a bartender who knows what the ingredients are. That's really the name of the game more than anything. It's just they have to have the ingredients. So I know the recipe. And most of them, I mean, at Royal Caribbean, even though you're on the West Coast, most crew members, or at least a lot of them, the bartenders, will have worked an itinerary that goes to one of those places and will have known it. But you can also pull it up on the internet, Bob. I've done this as well, where you pull up the recipe and just Google a Coco Loco recipe. Here it is. Show it to the bartender, and they can usually do it right there. Will I make a prediction video for Legend of the Seas? Do you mean what kind of predictions? Or do you mean a preview video? Yes. Like, here's what you can expect. Like we did that with Star as well. But like, do you mean like what's going to be on board? Like that one, I'm not sure I would do. I'm not a very good guesser. Jenny, for debarking, are you able to leave the ship before your number is called? Yes. However, let me preface that. The numbers are for the luggage. So if you're carrying your luggage off, Jenny, yes, you can get off the ship before your number is called. Doesn't matter. But if you left luggage out the night before and are waiting to have it delivered, then no, because if you did that, you'd literally be waiting in the cruise terminal now, waiting for your luggage. So yeah, I mean, no one's going to stop you from leaving the ship early, but if your luggage isn't ready, then you're just going to be sitting in the cruise terminal, pretty bored and nowhere to sit. Let's see here. M. Castillo, thank you for the super chat. Have you ever used Royal Up for a better room? And if so, did it work out? I have tried to do Royal Up, and I think I have lost every single bet with it or bid. Some people got lucky with it. I know Becky Menken from MEI Travels has won a bid or two, but it hasn't worked out for me. So as long as you're okay with that idea, yeah. Let's see here. What's your favorite meal you've eaten on a cruise? Oh man, I mean, sushi at Izumi. Aquadome Market. There's so many good choices there. Cool. Well, guys, we have a couple more minutes left here, and then we're going to go to our members only live stream. Tom, thank you for the super chat. 6 days till Oasis. Ruth Ann rocks every time. Ruth Ann is pretty amazing. Yeah. She is wonderful. Jeff Burns, I'm more of a inside cabin kind of guy. Yeah, Becky, those cupcakes are chocolate covered strawberries are good, but they're always like they just make a big mess, and I'm always like, oh god, I made a huge mess here, and now I have chocolate on my fingers. But I do like them. So if someone give me a bib and a trough to eat it over, I would love to do that. Otherwise, cupcakes, those work pretty darn well. Kelly, when in a one-bedroom grand suite, do they contact you to schedule a coastal kitchen? No. But they will contact you, though, Kelly, a couple days before the cruise from the concierge, and then you can email them to book it. So what I mean is they're not going to be like, hey, Miss Kelly, would you like to book Coastal Kitchen? They'll send you an intro email, and then you write back, hey, thanks for the welcome. I'd like to book Coastal Kitchen on these days, and that's when you respond to that. So, yeah, that's a good question right there. Beach Dude, I'm a non-alcoholic drinker. What are the best mocktails? Which bar has them? Actually, there's a new fleet-wide menu that's coming out to the rest of the fleets. Right now, it's only on Star and Icon, but pretty soon the rest of the fleet will have it. And there's an entire page, Beach Dude. Let me send you a link to the drink menu, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because it's really impressive the amount of drinks now the amount of mocktails rather they have on there. Let me post this in the chat. There you go. David Brosser, thank you for the super chat. Mateo, what are your favorite ships from each class? Icon, Wonder, Odyssey, Freedom, Mariner, Brilliance, Discovery of the Seas. White Boy 2K12, thanks for being a club member, my friend. Appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you. Didn't I see? Hold on. Did I miss one from Chris Biona? I thought I missed one because I saw it come up on the screen. Chris, am I crazy or did it not show up in my feed over here? Oh, there it is. No. I saw you became a member, but then I thought you get. Yeah, when I clicked, I don't know why I'm not seeing it, Chris, but you gave me a super chat. So thank you again for the super chat. I don't know why I don't have it on my little list over here. And I missed one from Bob. Any news about the refreshment plus 10 package? It's only on sailings 10 nights or longer, it appears. So, yeah. I missed a lot of these. Kevy Crunch. I don't know why it's not showing in my other feed here. Anthem of the Seas is Friday. First time visiting Alaska. Currently Emerald and Diamond next trip. I assume no perks till the next cruise. Correct. You'll earn Diamond on this particular cruise you're coming up. And the next one, you'll actually have the benefits right there. Did I miss anything else? I did that one. That's so strange. Usually I get them all, but bizarre. All right, I think I got everything else here. Let's see here. We have 3 minutes, and I gotta head on out of here. Felix, thanks for my club member. Muchas gracias, senor. See you in 5 minutes over on the other side when we do the when we go to the members only chat. Is Formal Night on Anthem in Alaska a different vibe from the Caribbean? Yeah, I think less people get dressed up. Like super dressed up in Alaska. Mel, do I get 7 cruise points for myself and 7 cruise points for my life partner if we went on a 7-night cruise together? Yes, absolutely. 100%. You got it. If you're in the same room, I assume. Yeah. Is Royal Caribbean pulling out of Baltimore Port next year? They are. I suspect they'll change to seasonal, like meaning when we get the summer 2027 cruises, my guess, I don't know this for a fact, my guess is that you'll see Baltimore again, and that Royal Caribbean is kind of either doing it seasonally or they're just taking a break for the winter of this next year. So TBD, basically. Don Franklin, Beach Cabana at Cocoa Beach Club says max 8 per person. Have a group of 12 with 6 adults and 6 kids. Should we book 2 cabanas? You should book 2 cabanas. I mean, there's bending the limit and then there's breaking the limit. You are breaking with 12. You need 2 cabanas. I know it's kids, and they're not the same thing. But when you're that far up, you should just get the second cabana. It's just, yeah, definitely the case right there. All right. Well, we have, I think, I don't know how this is going to work. There's a redirect coming up on this. So basically what's supposed to happen is when this live stream ends, we're going to go straight into the members only live stream. I have to do some refactoring on my end. Don't worry, it'll take me a minute. Hey, Bob, thanks for being a club member, my friend. Appreciate you. See you in a minute. So bear with me, but why is my name on the chat now? Has my name always been here? We'll go straight into the other one here in a minute. So bear with me. It's my first time. Be gentle. Any guess what the replacement for Labadee will be? Usually a C-Day. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to Nassau or somewhere else. Will Royal Caribbean ever cruise out of Charleston? Probably not. Probably not. Andy, just jumping on, heading on a cruise in 27 days. We are taking 2 bottles of wine, having one at the steakhouse, and planning on having another on our own. What's the rule for taking a wine cork? I don't know what Remo means. You can bring a wine cork. You don't need one though. You can ask your stateroom attendant for one. They'll have it for you. So yeah. Sounds good to be part of the switchover. It'll be a fun one. It'll be, yeah. Hold on, as they said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. So we're gonna switch over to the other one here. For the rest of you who are not joining us in the members only stream, what happens to us non-members? We'll see you next Monday. We're back in next week right here on YouTube, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube on Mondays with Craig Hart. I don't know. We'll come up with a better name than that. But have a great week, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And talk to some of you in just a few minutes.